Oh, yeah. Moving on.
We'll
First
get there.
division in the NFC East. Mr. Cowboys fan, is this the year the Cowboys go back to the playoffs? Do they win the NFC East?
All right, I'll just.
Yeah, he doesn't
I'll
have
get-
words. All right, go DC.
Okay, so yes, they win that division. Okay, Eagles got worse, obviously, without Carson Wentz. Okay, I think Washington's doing good. I mean, they're about where they were. I think Dak comes back and plays like Dak Prescott, and so that gives them a 9-7, 10-6 win the division.
I don't think so.
Who do you?
I don't think so. I got the Washington football team.
They are cute. I say this.
I think they're not good enough to go far.
Ooh,
I don't think they're good enough to go far, but I think the NFC East, you look at it as a whole, like the Giants have not gotten that much better unless they sign Kenny Galladay.
Okay.
They have not gotten that much better.
Washington with Sam Darnold.
Washington with Ryan Fitzpatrick's good enough to win that division.
I don't know.
Stop
he's
it.
not. He's not.
With
consistent.
Ryan
Stop
Fitzpatrick
it.
is good enough to win
He's
that
gonna have to
division.
win half the games.
Consistent.
No,
I know he's not consistent,
You
but
don't know
name
which-
name one thing in that division that's consistent.
he plays
Dak
like
Prescott.
Aaron Rodgers one week and plays like Mitchell Trubisky the next.
Okay, now I got my thoughts. About
Trubisky
this.
kind of hurt.
I know.
I think as the teams are constructed right now, because they did say Taylor Heineke is going to compete with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I say
Yeah.
this: if Ryan Fitzpatrick wins that job in Washington, I honestly got the Cowboys winning it. I don't see the Eagles. The Eagles are not beating us with Jalen Hurts next year. The Giants are not beating us. I got to see what Daniel Jones does.
And Saquon, isn't he back?
Yeah, but the O-line is still trash.
Still trash. And how long's your running back gonna last when he's getting hit in the backfield?
Yeah.
He's not. The best
then-
signing the Giants have had is they've got Kyle Rudolph for 2 years, $12 million.
Leonard
So
Williams.
a really old, they've re-signed Leonard Williams. They've got an old tight end and John Ross,
And
who's just
Washington's
speed.
is the only team that actually got busy in free agency. Like I'm not
That's what I'm
surprised
saying.
the Cowboys haven't got busy because like I've been saying we always try to get lucky in the draft this dude or whatever that no one's heard about and stuff like that, and then look at what it does for us. I mean, it works some years when we like in a rebuilding stage, but once we get to like a team where we need to pick up a few people from free agency, our team has never improved. They always stay around 9-7, 8-8 because Jerry Jones, for some reason, will not spend money in free agency. He just won't.
Mhm. And this
doesn't have
is
it,
why you guys want to hear why I think Washington football team wins. I think it's close. I think the Cowboys could potentially be a wild card team, but Washington's going to win the division because I think Ryan Fitzpatrick, Fitzmagic, everything, he's inconsistent. That's true.
That's fair.
I think it's inconsistent, but wide receiver Curtis Samuel, that's a big win.
With Terry McLaurin.
With Terry McLaurin, that's a good duo. Brandon Sheriff on the offensive line. And then look at what they did. They actually felt their need. They lost Darby to the Broncos, and they replaced him with William Jackson III, signed 3 years, $40.5 million.
Honestly, I think if Taylor Heineke wins that job, I think they actually win the division. Taylor Heineke showed me a lot in that playoff game.
How many teams out of this division go to the playoffs?
Probably just one.
One.
I think it's just the division.
I think it's
winner.
just
Probably just one.
Yeah.
But here's this is the biggest selling point on who wins this division too. And I'm sure you can agree with me on this one. Ron Rivera or Mike McCarthy? Ron Rivera.
Rivera's a better coach.
Ron
Ron
Rivera.
Rivera.
Thing
I
is,
just
though,
I
we're
think
not accounting for it was competitive last year with
Without Dak
With
Prescott.
your Red Rocket.
So look,
Now we
I
have
think
Dak
it's
back.
competitive, but I think both teams get better. I think Dallas gets better. I think Washington gets
But
better.
you got to, like you said, Brian Fitzpatrick. Everyone says, "Oh, Fitzmagic, he copping that." Yeah, every other year he plays good. It's like he played good last year. This year,
Oh, they'll
I
beat
know.
the
he
Chiefs.
may play bad this year.
They'll beat the Chiefs, then lose to the Texans. Like this
Yeah.
is Fitzmagic right here.
Yeah, I
This
know.
dude's so inconsistent, man.
I agree. I'm taking the inconsistent hand though over the bad front office in Dallas,
Okay.
the bad front office in Dallas, in New York,
Okay.
and the bad front office in Philadelphia.
But you can't. That offense on Dallas is
It's hard.
undeniable.
So
man.
look, so
That talent. That
I
talent
know,
offense in Dallas.
but their
like,
lack of talent on defense is undeniable too.
well, okay. I think a lot of that had to do with scheme last year, man.
And they've got the same scheme.
Leighton Vander Esch was hurt.
I agree. Yeah, that's big. I think so. I agree. It could go either way. Like if the Cowboys win the division, like, all right, that's a take I'm Ron on. But they're both so close.
I do say this. We need to. I honestly don't know. We need to get Keanu Neal. He's still out there.
The safety from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a safety. I think our best one was probably Xavier Woods, and he'll be an upgrade from Xavier Woods.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's a close division. I think it could go either way. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah, but
now we go from the least competitive division of football last year to the most competitive division of football last year, the NFC West.
There's
Who do we have?
Teams.
3 playoff teams?
Can we fit 4?
I think you can.
Can we fit 4?
I think you can.
I don't think Seattle's a playoff team next year.
Seattle's the worst team in this division.
I think so.
They can get 4, bro.
And they're a 9-7 team.
Yeah.
I think Kyler makes the jump. They get a little bit. Weren't they 8-8 last year?
Nah, 7-9.
7. Okay, so 7-9. I think they make
They
the
only
jump.
improved on a win, I think, from the year before.
Mm-hmm.
A win or two. So I mean,
But they got a lot of. I mean, they're older guys, but they got a lot of talent that's good for the next year or two.
honestly, I would tell Larry Fish just go find another team. There's no need. People
They
say
got AJ Green.
he's a hometown. Yeah, he's a hometown hero. I understand that, but he can't run routes anymore like that with quickness as he used to.
That's fine. He's going to be number 3 now.
Nah, he was
Be a 3 option.
He was better than Christian
No,
Kirk
you
last
can't.
year,
There's no
man.
reason to get rid of him. He's a hero. He can't leave that team. And you look at it too. All they did was bring in veteran guys. They got AJ Green. Rodney Hudson was a quality trade they got from the Raiders. JJ Watt they signed 2-year, $31 million deal, and I think that's a big signing too. I think we kind of glanced over Watt. I don't think obviously he's not the same player he was,
healthy,
but he's a quality guy and he adds a veteran presence to that locker room that they miss from their head coach.
Yeah.
He helps compensate what Cliff Kingsbury cannot bring to that team.
Yeah.
You know, so I think they're good. I think they do make a significant jump too. I think you see Arizona in the playoffs next year.
But they're still the number 3. They're going to send 3 teams. This division's going to send 3 teams to the playoffs
At the maximum,
At
at the
least.
minimum.
Yep.
at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think they send 3 teams. I think this is the 3rd team.
It's either them or Seattle, but I think this is it.
Yep. I
The
think
reason why
Seattle's
I'm not sold on Arizona like y'all are is because of Cliff Kingsbury, man. I don't think he's not. He didn't work out in college, and for some reason they hired him in the NFL to become a head coach. That should have never happened. He should be an OC somewhere, at least at the most, an OC in the NFL or OC somewhere at a college.
I agree. I don't like
That's
Cliff
fair.
Kingsbury as a head coach either.
We haven't seen enough.
I don't think he's.
You're seeing us, man. He got
I
fired
don't know.
in college, man.
They
He didn't work out in
collapsed.
college.
I think
College
watching
and
him
pro is very different.
watching him collapse. The reason why his problem was in college is he collapsed at the end of the year. Last year, Arizona collapsed right at the end of the year. I think the same problems there, and I think that's what might happen with Arizona this year. I think Arizona might even be in first place this division mid-season, and they'll finish 3rd.
It's because
I think they make the playoffs though, and I think they're better than Seattle. I think Seattle regresses.
the offense doesn't have a true run game. And you need even the Chiefs need a run game of some sort. That's why they got.
Yeah, Kyler's their best run game.
Yeah,
And they just lost Kenyon Drake.
because that offense he runs is because the Chiefs kind of run like an air raid hybrid where they run air raid pass concepts, but they still run the ball like with NFL concepts productively. But the Cardinals, they use the air raid. They don't use NFL run concepts. They still use college run concepts. It doesn't work.
Do you think they draft a running back? Second round,
You
first
still
round?
need some more linemen, man.
Yeah.
I agree, but I think
And Seattle did
the meal
improve
for
their
Rodney
line.
Hudson is a big deal though.
Oh, they did get Rodney Hudson.
Rodney Hudson's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, they still need some more help on the offensive line, but they're better. They
Yeah,
can run the ball a
This
little
is
bit
such a
better than they
stacked
did.
draft. I think they draft a running back in the 2nd round.
Yeah.
But this is such a stacked draft class
Oh,
with
well,
O-line. that
O-line, yeah.
You're gonna get an O-line.
I think it's stacked with running backs too, especially
is.
at the top at least. You got ETN, Chuba Hubbard,
Najee.
Najee.
Najee Harris. Who are you looking for right now?
Who else
I
they
can't
got?
read your mind, Dante. What are you thinking? Oh, the guy from North Carolina. Trying to remember his name too. Yeah. DC, we've both lost his name. Help us out. North Carolina running back. Is
Okay.
it Williams? Is that his last name?
Running backs. So we have
I know they had two good
ETN.
ones.
We
Yeah.
got ETN, Najee Harris. Javonte Williams.
Javonte
Carolina.
Williams. See, I knew it. I knew it.
The
Chuba
kid
Hubbard.
from Memphis, Kenny Gainwell, Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. There's a
Kylan
lot
Hill.
of good. There's
Like
a lot of good
Oh
running
yeah, I
backs
forgot.
again.
Oh yeah,
Mississippi
about
State, Kylan Hill.
Yeah. There's some guys coming up that they can get. They can get a running back.
Trey Sermon,
And they can
Ohio
keep it
State.
with what
Trey
they got.
Sermon's a dog.
Trey Sermon.
See, yeah, we're going to get 6 or 7 productive backs out of this draft.
Exactly.
And I see, and that goes to your point. It's not that smart to play a running back.
No,
first
it's
round.
not smart to pay running back.
That's why I had Najee going pick 32 in our mock draft. Why? Because what else do the Buccaneers need?
Yeah, and that's why
See,
we
and
didn't have a single running back in our mock draft on episode 2. We didn't draft a single running back all draft.
And especially if they don't sign Leonard Fournette back.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
free agent now.
Why not?
Exactly. So moving on from the Cardinals, who we think on average is about third in that division.
Yeah.
We were talking about Seattle being fourth. We have them trending down. They signed Gerald Everett 1 year, $7 million. They got the offensive guard Gabe Jackson. They got from the Raiders in another trade. I still don't know why the Raiders are trading all their
I think
linemen.
they should just rebuild.
But
No idea what they're doing.
they've got another offensive guard they signed, and obviously all this is coming from Russell Wilson and the fact that they held on to him and what Russell Wilson wants.
Right.
But I think they're still going down. They have not addressed their defense at all this year.
Yeah,
They lost their best corner.
Oh,
Shaquille Griffin went down to
Bobby
Jacksonville.
Wagner's just getting older.
Yep.
Yep. KJ Wright's getting older.
KJ Wright's gone, isn't he? Is KJ Wright still there?
You got to search someone up. I never heard about him leaving.
Franchise tag KJ Wright.
I thought they have KJ Wright, but regardless, he's getting older. That defense is regressing. That already poor defense. They cut Carlos Dunlap. That already poor defense is getting worse.
No,
Right outside linebacker who's currently an unrestricted free agent.
Wow.
So they don't have KJ Wright.
So they got to match whoever wants to. Yeah, which I don't think they do.
Did they get
No.
not unrestricted?
they
They don't
to.
have to match it. It's
No,
unrestricted. Yeah, so he's
Unrestricted,
fair
so
game.
he's fair game. So they lost KJ Wright.
One person that has Jamal.
They've got they've got Jamal.
Jamal Adams. Yeah,
That's
for
not
me,
enough.
Not they traded.
That's
much
not
for him.
enough. We saw
They
New
don't
York
have a
with
valid
just
draft
Jamal
pick
Adams.
anymore. because
No, they
went
don't
for-
even have a first round pick. That's what I'm saying. Seattle's regressing, and you were talking about them going 9-7 earlier. I don't think they do that. I think they're a 7-win team.
Russell.
I think Seattle's a 7-win team.
That is.
Their
Whoa.
division
Russell
is
Wilson?
tough. Their division is tough. They've got no
Russell
defense,
Wilson.
but they've got
They
no
work- I think
defense.
they work- hold on, let's put it up.
Don't talk to me about how much value Russell Wilson brings. I was drooling over Russell Wilson for the past 2 weeks. I think Seattle's the worst. I think Seattle's the worst in that division
Hold on, man. I need to.
after this
I
year.
think it's tough. It depends on what Kyler does.
I think Kyler makes the jump though.
So do I.
Mhm.
That's why I have it. And then who do you have winning it?
Oh, I've got the Rams.
The Rams.
Rams, easy. Yep.
So you say
I don't
this.
think easy. I think San Francisco's good, but I got the Rams.
No,
Okay.
yeah, easy now.
You say
Yeah.
you
They were
say
productive
that,
last year with Jared Goff.
Mhm.
but their worst year with Russell Wilson was when when I think they missed the playoffs and went 9-7.
Yep.
The O line was worse than it was back then. Like the O line when they went 9-7 was worse than it is. now.
But
Now-
their defense was better, wasn't it?
The Legion of Boom was falling apart. It's
Yeah,
still
but this
better
is
than
but
what
this
it was.
is
I give you that.
yeah. I don't know. I think they get worse. I think they're just around 9-7. I think they're just around 7-9.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
If they're
That's fair.
8-8, the Cardinals are 9-7. If they're 9-7, the Cardinals are 10-6. It depends on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And then I think that the Niners are an 11-5, and the Rams
Oh yeah,
are 12-4.
everyone forgets about the 49ers.
Yeah.
They get Garoppolo, a healthy Garoppolo, a
Mhm.
healthy Kittle. Who else? They get,
Joey Bosa.
don't they get
They
a healthy
re-signed-
Mostert back? too?
Re-signed.
Bosa, not
They
Joey
re-signed
Bosa.
Trent Williams. They signed center Alex Mack, which is a pretty big deal.
Hey, that deal is not as bad as I thought it was. That deal, because
Jason
everyone was
Verrett's
talking about,
back.
oh, how much years they signed him for? The deal's technically only guaranteed for about the first 2 years.
For Alex Mack.
No, Trent Williams.
Trent Williams. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
they signed a 32-year-old to 6
and-
years, but it's only guaranteed 2.
Yeah.
So he plays really productive, and you move on.
Yeah.
Or
And
you say,
Or he plays out well till he's 35, 36.
which does
yeah.
not surprise me because Trent Williams, he's one of the best linemen.
he's a stud. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying that's
exactly.
kind of the years on it. Like, from like the outside. Oh yeah, you don't look at the guarantee money. Oh yeah, that's a lot. But you look at the
He's
guarantee
only
money.
guaranteed
It's only
first 2 years.
only 2 years.
Exactly.
So it's how long his knee's going to hold out.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's going to be. And I think they're good. I think they're second in the division this year. San Francisco's trending
Easy
up.
playoff team.
They're easily trending up from last year just based off of not getting as injured as they were last year. They were so injured last
And
year.
then what was their record last year when they were so injured?
6-10, I'm pretty sure.
6-10, 7-9, something like that.
Yes.
I know that they were. I mean, with
I'm pretty sure they were 6-10.
Yeah, because they were at the
Yeah,
bottom.
6-10. Was
6-10.
Basically, their whole
Half the roster's
um,
hurt, including your starting quarterback. You're starting a third-string quarterback for most of the games.
And you lost your best defensive player too, week 2, Nick Bosa.
And their front four was basically hurt. 'Cause
Yeah.
look, That's when they played the Jets, right? That's when everyone got hurt.
Yeah.
So they lost to Philly. They should never lost to Philly.
No.
With a healthy team, they're not losing to Philly. The healthy team, they're not getting blown out by the Dolphins.
Hey, let's look at their record. I'll pull up their record.
Yeah, they went 6-10.
Okay, so we have NFC West, 49ers, Seahawks. I think they beat them both. Rams. I think they lose to the Rams.
I think they split it with the
I could
Rams.
see them splitting with the Rams. Cardinals. I think they beat
I
the
think
Cardinals.
they split with the Cardinals.
Okay.
I think almost everyone gets
Packers.
Yeah, I think almost everyone's going to split.
Packers is a loss. Vikings is a win. Texans is a win. Colts, toss up. Falcons is a win. Lions is a win. Bears is a win. Jaguars is a win. Titans is a win. And Eagles is a win.
Yeah.
And they're going to lose one of those games
They
because
are.
that's
So
because that's the
11-5.
NFL. You look at the NFL, that's how it works. So I think 11-5 is not too crazy for the 49ers.
No, most definitely is.
No.
Nah.
No, but you know what? If the 49ers are 11-5, then I think the Rams are either 11-5 and have a tiebreaker or 12-4.
Yes, sir.
I think the Rams are better. I think the Rams are just slightly better. That doesn't mean that come playoff time something different could change. I think Matthew Stafford's got to be the biggest upgrade of any team this offseason.
And this is the most competitive division in football.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. No, I think they're just good. I just think straight up, I think Rams are able to win the division. They're just significantly better, I think, than the other teams in it. And Leonard Floyd, yeah, they overpaid Leonard Floyd a little bit. $32.5 million fully guaranteed. Not fun at all. But Matthew Stafford, that's a huge upgrade, especially when you move him out of Detroit. How huge? I think huge enough to take him first in the division and put him in Super Bowl contention.
With Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I think it puts them in Super Bowl contention.
They were a
Brady
Super Bowl
walked
team with Jared Goff.
And you thought Brady walked into a good setup. This is Matthew Stafford.
That setup is not as good as Tampa, though.
No. But look. Matthew Stafford is by far – he's had the most underrated career of anyone because he's been stuck in Detroit. I'm telling you, he is insane. Matthew Stafford's great. I've been watching him for years. He's awesome.
I just don't.
Yeah. He's good enough to win them a Super Bowl. I think he is good enough to win the Rams a Super Bowl. Will it happen? I don't know.
Well, he deserves it.
But I think he is good enough to – I think he's good enough. They wanted to go get a Super Bowl quarterback. They've gotten a quarterback that can push him over the top. Will it happen? I don't know. But they're good enough now, I think. It's not like last year where it was like, oh, the Rams are in the playoffs with John Warford and Jared Goff. The Rams can do it now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can significantly do it. Yep. So moving on to the next division, we have the NFC North.
It's the Packers and a bunch of teams nobody cares about.
It's the Mickey
Packers.
Mouse. It's the doormat of the NFC. It's the Mickey Mouse division now.
It's the same. Okay, you know what the NFC North is becoming?
What?
The AFC East for so long. The Patriots and a bunch of teams nobody cares about.
Yep,
I think the Vikings got better. I think they could be a wild card team. The Bears.
Don't
Sorry
talk
for your
about.
loss.
Don't talk about the Bears. Don't talk about. We went in 1 week's time. We went from we're gonna get Russell Wilson. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. Let's talk about this. We offer the deal, and Seattle just is like, no. Yeah. This is a great deal for us, but no. And now the Bears have showed that they have one of the most dysfunctional front offices in football.
They told Andy Dalton.
They told Andy Dalton he's the starter before he even got to the compete. And they're paying fire pubes $10 million.
Hey, Andy, why'd you come?
They told me I'd be the starter. It's horrible. Then you cut an all-pro corner and your best cover guy on your entire defense,
Was
him
he
and
really
Eddie
an
Jackson.
All-Pro?
Yeah, he was an all-pro before, 2-time Pro Bowler.
Kyle Fuller?
Cal Fuller, he's a former all-pro, I'm pretty sure.
He's probably top 10, top 15 in the league.
Top 10 corner.
Top 10 corner, regardless.
Yeah.
We'll have to fact-check the all-pro, but top 10 corner. It's just he's an absolute stud. Go for it. I think he's former all-pro from 2018.
No, I said Kyle Fuller.
Oh, Kyle Fuller.
Kyle Fuller?
No former all-pro?
Pro Bowl snubs. Oh, Dave.
No, he's an all-pro.
He is a former.
all-pro.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
okay.
So he's a former all-pro. I know my Bears.
Good job.
Former Bears. That's really sad, actually. Yeah, I mean, it was just horrible.
2018.
So obviously
Vikings,
they're
got better.
regressing huge time. And look, if you wanted a cheap bridge quarterback, right? Why the hell would you throw that money in the Andy Dalton when you have someone who already knows the system? Why not just re-sign Trubisky for cheap like Buffalo did?
Facts. Oh, that is. Yeah.
He's younger. He's got better stats than he had last year. He already knows the system. He's already got a connection. Exactly. So look, there's so many other things the Bears could have done, and instead they overpaid Andy Dalton, which caused them to cut Kyle Fuller, and then you're going to see more cuts out of Chicago.
No one's going to question the decision.
See what Chicago knows now is their GM and their coach are going bye-bye next year.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And they're going back in the rebuild.
Exactly. They're going right back in the rebuild. And you look at their team, too, there's going to be way more cuts coming up. They are going to be cutting Jimmy Graham. They are going to be cutting Akeem Hicks if he can't find a trade.
Oh, yeah.
They are going to be – so many people are going to leave. Mac will be traded next
Lions,
year because they're going to fully rebuild.
They're still way better than the Lions.
They are better than Detroit.
Lions got worse because they changed quarterback.
They are better than Detroit. Detroit got worse. You look at – they've had a franchise cornerstone for 12 years.
Jared Goff,
the
same Jared Goff that went to the Super Bowl?
He's not that Jared Goff.
He's not that Jared Goff.
Are we sure he ever was that?
No.
No.
But look, you look at
the same Sean McVay.
And they're losing Kenny Galladay too. They got no receivers for him to throw to either.
Yeah, no.
Jared Goff with way worse.
Jared Goff in the year we saw the degeneration of Todd Gurley before our eyes. Am I wrong?
Exactly. He wrote a run game and a defense and a good coach to the Super Bowl.
No,
and he had a consistent season.
Look, they signed back. The Lions signed back Okora. They've made some deals. Like, I mean, it's nothing huge. Exactly. It's all minor deals. Like their trade for Michael Brockers that everyone's laughing about because of what he said about Stafford and Goff. It's just
they're 6-10.
They have not improved enough.
3-13, 4-12.
I agree.
The Vikings are a 9-7, maybe wild card team.
Nah, that defense is trash now, man.
But they're getting better.
Actually, no,
I think they're getting better. They signed some guys. You look at what the Vikings have done in free agency. Look, they got defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson. Yep. They got Patrick Peterson as a corner.
Oh,
1 year, $10 million.
Stop it. You think Patrick Peterson is still?
No, he's like a number 2 guy.
I think he's good enough. I think. Look, the Vikings last year finished 7-9, right? 7-9. I think it's not. They go 9-7 this year. The division around them gets worse. They're good enough.
Worse. They win the
9-7 in the NFC is good enough to take that 7th spot. Yeah. I think they're a wild card team too. And I think Green Bay might get a first-round bye again simply based off of how bad their division is.
No Saints to compete with, and Tom Brady doesn't really start playing until the playoffs.
Simply as bad as
the
their
Buccaneers are going to win their division at 11-5. The Packers are going to go 13-3.
I think Tom Brady's regressing talent-wise. His arm.
I'm not going to say that. I've been saying that for 6 years. Every time I say that, he wins another goddamn.
You can say that, but
you can't say it. The Jets fan cannot say it.
It's not like it's not like he's like free falling.
Careful, the football gods can hear you. I don't want him in the Super Bowl again.
He's not. He is regressing. He's not the same QB.
He's been in Super Bowls since we were all born.
DC's done with the Tom Brady slander.
In 2002.
He can't have another. That's the year I was born. That was literally the year I was born.
He's not the same QB.
He threw for more yards last year than he did the.
Oh yeah. Peyton Manning did the same thing with a shot arm in Denver when he had what's his name? Demaryius Thomas.
Except he folded in the playoffs in the Super Bowl and through most of the regular season, where Tom Brady didn't. He just got better.
Yeah, so that's it with the NFC North. Obviously, we know Green Bay is going to run through it.
Before you say that, you forgot Peyton. I don't think Tom Brady.
I'm not dogging Brady.
I don't think Tom Brady had nerve damage in his throwing hand like Peyton Manning did.
I don't think he has that problem. He lives in a pretty beach in Florida with a supermodel and not too many rings. Anyways.
Why do you always say stuff so quiet? I can't pick it up. What'd you say? You said Tom Brady lives
on a nice beach. He gets to do whatever he wants. Now he built a perfect team around him. All they need is a running back and maybe wide receiver 3 now that AB's a free agent.
Yeah, speaking of Tampa Bay, all they've done is get the boys back together. They've re-signed Chris Godwin on the franchise tag, re-signed Rob Gronkowski, re-signed Shaquille Barrett, re-signed Levante David. Even re-signed Ryan Suckup. They don't care. They're just they haven't lost a single guy. The only one they've lost is AB, and he might even be re-signed, or they might re-sign. They might sign Julian Edelman. Yeah, he's probably coming back. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
They were talking about it.
Tom Brady. I hate that man. NFC South.
That's why we're talking about Tom Brady. It's the NFC South. You can't talk about the NFC South without Tom Brady.
The rest of the NFC South. Okay, so Saints are going to regress.
I say this. Oh yeah, because obviously they had to cut people because of the
Saints.
cap space.
Yeah,
Quarterback
Saints obviously regressed, but I think they're not terrible. I think
Yeah.
Jameis Winston with a year under Tom Brady is a
Them and
No,
the
decent
Falcons.
quarterback.
Them and the Falcons, 9-7, 8-8.
The Falcons need to. I think
Under
they
Drew
need
Brees.
to start over.
It's Matt Ryan who's playing productively. You know, Matt Ryan has thrown for over 4,000 yards every single year for the last 10 years.
Yeah. He's a stud.
He's
a
still
stud.
playing that long.
I think that.
I don't know. Just the Saints. I think the Saints could they win second in the division?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Honestly,
with Winston.
with Winston having a year, I think that's what he needed coming out of college and NFL. He needed a year to sit behind a veteran QB to learn how to be an NFL quarterback.
And he didn't.
never had that
He just got
until
thrown
now.
right into the terrible Buccaneers system.
And I think they're the same spot the Vikings are as far as maybe bottom end wildcard team.
And you see, and they had to change up the offense too. They were going off of Bruce Arians' system, that vertical system.
Yeah.
Brady was throwing more picks than he ever had before.
Yes.
Then after that bye week, well, they started tweaking some things. And when they played the Chiefs the second time around, the only reason why, like I was talking to IP about it. The only reason why they lost to the Chiefs because Tyreek Hill went for like 300 yards. In like 300 yards and like 2 or 3 touchdowns. Come on now.
And they didn't get the pressure on
Mahomes.
like they did in the Super Bowl.
Another team that has not solved their quarterback problem yet, the Carolina Panthers. Teddy Bridgewater, good
Let's see
bridge
what he
quarterback,
do.
but no future.
Yeah.
Do you think they're still in the running to trade for Watson? You think
Well,
Watson?
I think the
Trade for Watson, yes.
Yeah.
I think Deshaun Watson had to suck up his pride and go to Carolina.
He's gonna
I
go
think so
away.
too.
Be the heir apparent to Cam.
Yep, I think so too. They've made some minor deals, like they've signed Hassan Reddick to a 1-year deal, $8 million.
That's not bad. That's actually
That's
And
not
you
bad
can
at all.
They're a playoff team. with
David
Deshaun
Moore's
Watson.
re-signed.
I think they're better than the Saints with Deshaun Watson.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because they got what DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson.
Mhm.
But
Robbie Anderson's a good number
now the
one.
question is though, since you let Curtis Samuel go away, do you have to trade CMC to get Deshaun?
Probably.
No.
Really?
So you're telling me the Texans are going to continue to hold on to a quarterback doesn't want to play, or you can offer
The Panthers just got to offer a ton of picks, I think.
Teddy Bridgewater and
Yeah.
like 4 first-round
I
picks.
think you got to keep DJ Moore.
You keep
DJ Moore is an underrated receiver.
But and that's the
Mhm.
thing. The Seahawks don't want to move off Wilson. The Texans have to, and they're holding on too long, so everyone else is going to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's possible. I think that's what happens. And then finally, the Falcons, who have not made any really major moves this free agency. They got a new coach. Arthur Smith is in from the Titans, but they've got no major moves, no major pieces. They're kind of just – it's because they're salary cap. They're kind of stuck with what they are. So you got to be thinking, are they going to trade guys this year? Are they going to trade Matt Ryan or trade Julio Jones because of their salary cap? Right? Like they're just kind of stuck, aren't they?
Julio should go somewhere where he can win. A team like the Colts who needs wide receiver, and that's like it.
yeah.
Something like that. Matt Ryan, I think Matt Ryan obviously is going to hang around next year.
Yeah.
I think next year they start this rebuild. Matt Ryan goes to a team that's a quarterback away, a Washington, a Chicago, something like that.
Hopefully Chicago. Praying.
We'll get into your quarterback situation in a minute. Yeah, I think that they do another completely underwhelming season. I think that they compete with the Saints in that mid-level 7-9 area. I think the Saints are a little better, but I think it's a lot more competitive.
Yeah, I think they're in trouble.
But-
I think the Panthers are better than the Falcons too. I think Falcons finished 4th in that division.
As constructed now, I do think the Panthers are better than the Falcons.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
think
With
that
Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, I don't know.
I think at 4 you can't pass up on a QB. You have to take a QB at 4 if you're
I
Atlanta.
don't think so.
I
Yeah.
think they pass because they've got Matt Ryan, they've got their guys, and
And-
they haven't traded them yet. Like if they were to move Matt Ryan right now, get 2 first-round picks for him, then it makes sense why they get a top
And
quarterback. at 4.
too many teams have already figured out the quarterback situation.
Yeah, I think if you're the Falcons, you trade down with a team who desperately is trying to trade up, like
Or
the
what
Bears
happens-
or the 49ers, and you get 2 of their picks for it.
Or you draft the linebacker,
Micah Parsons.
and he's an absolute stud that you can rebuild your defense around.
Yeah,
Or Kyle Pitts.
they're
who
going
you
to do
can hand for your
something.
next quarterback. And then next year, when if the Dolphins don't like what they see out of Tua, or the Eagles don't like what they've seen out of Jalen Hurts, or Chicago,
I don't appreciate the laugh in there, DC.
when Chicago fires everyone and gets their new thing, then they might want to have a win now mentality, especially if they choose not to flush the defense. and
Yeah.
rebuild.
So that's definitely going to happen. To wrap up this episode, we're going to introduce something new we're doing at the end of every episode. Each of us is going to take a word, the final 3 minutes, and each of us is going to take 1 minute and talk about something in sports. It could be any topic, anything they want to talk about. We're literally setting a 1 minute timer, and they just straight talk about it. And that's how it's going to be. I already got the timer rolling, DC. Don't worry. I've got the timer all set up for all you guys. Sorry, it's just 1 minute. Go on a complete rant, whatever you want to talk about. So, Dante, you are first. 1 minute, starting now.
I know to all the listeners out there, you heard me talk about this man. He plays for my favorite team, the Cowboys. I will be talking about DeMarcus Lawrence. This dude is absolutely trash. Okay, I take that back. He's not absolutely trash, but we pay him too much money. Since he got his contract in 2019, he got a 5-year, $105 million contract. Since that, he's only had 11 and a half sacks. Granted, and people always tell me, well, DeMarcus Lawrence is not just a pass rusher. He's good in the run game. That is true. And that's why I say at the most, you pay him $13 million. And at the least, you pay him like $8 million. You don't pay him top pass rusher money to get 11 and a half sacks in over 2 years. You just don't do that. And all he talks about, he talks to the media every single week. Oh yeah, we got disrespected and stuff. We're soft and stuff like that. He says stuff like that, but he does not perform himself. And DeMarcus Lawrence, we got to go.
And that's a minute. There you go, DeMarcus Lawrence. Always a topic that weighs on you, huh, Dante?
Yeah, man.
Always. All right, DC, your minute starts now.
Zach Wilson's a bust. He's not even worth a first or second round pick. I'm just saying. You look at the way he throws the ball, you talk about his accuracy. Half of his completed, great passes are to a wide open receiver outside of a zone. And that's not him. That's the way the plays are drawn up. Yeah, I said it. Even the ones where he's throwing accurate, they're really high or really low. He's got bad decision making, and he's got some Baker Mayfield in him, except I don't think he has the talent to back it up. He's not nearly as athletic as we'd like to believe, and he's a bust. Justin Fields is significantly better. Trevor Lawrence is better. Mac Jones is better. Trey Lance is better. And I don't think he's even worth the first or second round. I don't even need to keep going. That'll work.
So, Dante, do we kick DC off the podcast now or what?
Over here having a brain aneurysm.
All right. So what happens if he comes out now and he has a great first year? What does he get? What does he get?
I will formally apologize.
You have to get no. You have to write Zach Wilson a letter. And inside that it'll be an email. Inside that email, you have to Photoshop a picture of yourself in his jersey back when he's at BYU, because I know you're a Boise State fan. So if he wins Rookie of the Year,
like Justin.
No. You mean he might not even win Rookie of the Year if he has based off what people say is a good rookie year. He has a good rookie year. You have to write this man a letter, and like he said, you have to Photoshop yourself onto to himself playing at BYU.
Do we got a deal?
So since he's probably going early, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He'll go to a team where he starts, right? Okay. If he throws over
3,100 yards,
3,200 yards, more than 25 touchdowns, and less than 15 picks.
That's a lot of requirements. How about we just do one of those?
No.
What's your amount of touchdowns?
That's a good rookie year. I give him that.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's not even quite Justin Herbert style. Under 15 picks and more than 25 touchdowns on 32.
I say 25 or more. You gotta give him that.
Yeah, 25 or more. Okay. Then I'm a Boise State fan, right? Okay.
Yes.
I will get BYU'd out, and we can record me at the podium formally apologizing to Zach Wilson.
That is awesome. All right. That's one for the books. Now we got to go on. We're remembering that one. That one's in the bank. All right. Last minute. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. I am talking about how the Chicago Bears are horrible. Horrible. What are we doing? What happened in the span of 2 days? We were going from, oh my goodness, okay, we've got Russell Wilson. We're going to go to the Super Bowl. We were talking on this podcast about how they could go to the Super Bowl. Instead, they signed Fire Pubes, the Red Rocket, whatever you want to call him. Horrible. Andy Dalton. Why? We got 2 backup quarterbacks now. Now I got two back. We're going to walk in the Lambeau, and both of our backup quarterbacks are going to throw 3 interceptions to an underwhelming Packers defense because that's all we can do. And it's terrible. They're a horrible team. And then you cut Kyle Fuller, terrible. The best team in the entire state of Illinois is the Illinois men's basketball team, which is going to win March Madness this year. And that's it. They're terrible. Chicago's going to be a 5 or 6 win team because they've got nothing right now. Horrible, horrible team. Terrible move. Fire everyone. Fire everyone. Sell the team. Whatever you can. They're horrible. They're a disgrace to the city. They are horrible. And that should be around a minute. That's it. We are wrapping up the episode talking about all of those things. Tune into our next one this weekend. We have our first guest on.
Wait.
What's up?
So Andy Dalton's starting next year, okay?
Yes, I already mentioned that.
Andy Dalton has the matching stats like I just admitted with my stuff, okay?
That's impossible. Yes, I'll make that deal anyway because Andy Dalton's going to have 25 interceptions.
Okay, but if he has the level of stats that I just talked about, under 15 picks, more than 25 touchdowns, and over 3,200 yards.
That's a good year.
You have to get an Andy Dalton jersey and formally apologize at the podium.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will do that with my 4-win Chicago team
Okay.
after we get blown out by Green Bay again.
Let's make it interesting for me. Because I know this.
If DeMarcus Lawrence
If
gets
DeMarcus
more than
Lawrence-
5 sacks.
No. If DeMarcus Lawrence gets
5
10,
sacks.
if he gets 10 or more sacks, I will give me a DeMarcus
No.
Lawrence jersey. And
8 or more.
apologize.
8 or more.
Nah, he doesn't get 10. You playing him top pass?
No, he's got to get
He
10.
gotta get 10.
He's got to get 10.
Oh, yeah, I guess. If you,
So we got all these friendly stuff going for the next year. We all remember it? Yep. This is what we'll have to do. Formal apologizing to our players that we doubted. That's it. Watch out for episode 5 coming out this weekend with our first guest star. Thanks for watching the podcast.